that everyone remembered everything that we talked about yesterday regarding mixers, because today we're going to put that to some practical use. So in regards to the mixers, can anyone tell me what are some of the size vertical mixers that we talked about yesterday?
We're talking about like 32 quart mixers, like the big boys.
Close. We're using the 20 quart mixers today. How about maybe home size?
Like 5 quart?
5, 7. And then some of the bigger commercial ones are going to be 60, 120, big enough to sit in the bowl. So, okay. When we're talking about the mixers, just to go back to what we did yesterday, some of the safety features that we're going to see are going to be the cage. Just remember, please don't try to stick your hand in the bowl once you open it. It should automatically shut off. Sometimes that's not always the case, so just keep an eye out for that. We don't ever want to stick our hands in unless we've completely stopped moving. You can either open the cage, drop the bowl with your handle, that'll stop it, or just on and off. All right? With these mixers, can I change speeds, Anna, while my mixer is still running?
No.
Correct. Have to shut these off. You'll break your motor otherwise. Home KitchenAid mixers we can do that with, and there are several models this size that you can change speeds while you're in the mixing process, but these specific ones you have to shut off prior to starting. So, Mariah, what do we have here? What would be one thing that you would make using a whisk? Italian meringue, all right. Mary, how about
It's a bread hook?
bread hook, dough hook, and what would you make?
Dough.
Anything specific?
Pretzel dough?
Pretzel dough, I like it. All right, and Kyle, what do we have here?
Paddle,
What would be one thing you'd use for that?
cookies, brownie batters.
All right, yeah, I like it. Today we're actually going to use the paddle and the whip. We're going to make an Italian buttercream. The plan is going to be that you guys are going to have this nice understanding of how buttercreams are going to go. And then we're also going to talk about piping a little bit today. We're going to kind of get into that and just do some basic techniques with piping. All right, so is everybody ready?
Yeah.
Okay, sounds great. So we have our 20 quart bowl with buttercreams. Just a basic American buttercream is what we're going to do today. And we're going to start with our butter. I let this sit out and someone messed up on their order. So we have these little sticks. Usually you get blocks, so it would be a little less time consuming, but we have what we have. Always let your butter sit out to room temp. Thank you, Kyle. If not, you can always try to microwave your butter. Just gotta be careful that you don't melt it. But with the buttercream, we definitely want our butter to be nice and soft so that when we paddle it, we can get right into it. We're not waiting. It's not clanking around, making a ton of noise in your kitchen. It also helps to get that nice, really smooth consistency in the buttercream. So, I'll actually do this one at a time. We're going to go ahead and get our bowl right on the mixer. And we're actually not plugged in yet. And these are going to be, there we go, a little bit tricky getting that back notch in. Lock yourself right in place. We're going to go right ahead and a little technical over here. With the buttercream, I like to do the butter on its own without the shortening just to start. I find a lot of times that even when my butter is soft, if I put it with the shortening, I get lumps of the butter and it really takes away from the consistency of my buttercream. So, Mary, why would I be adding shortening to my buttercream?
To give it a creamier texture,
You could, but I think the butter kind of...
cut the flavor.
Okay, I could see that. Kyle, any ideas?
Higher fat content?
No? Anna?
I think that the shortening's going to bring it all together.
No? Mariah? No idea. Shortening is a different type of fat from butter. Butter, since it's from the milk solids, it goes rancid a little bit quicker. The shortening is really going to help to extend our shelf life so we can hold on to our buttercream a little bit longer. And it acts as a filler because shortening is cheaper than butter. So we can add the shortening. It's a different fat, not really a lot of flavor there, and usually most people won't notice. It does affect the mouthfeel of our buttercream, however, and that can be a downside. A lot of people, not a lot, but some people would probably never put shortening in their buttercreams simply because they don't like the way it feels. It's very waxy compared to butter, but one of the things that we can do, I've already added salt to our sugar, and that salt's really gonna help to cut out that waxy mouthfeel so it doesn't coat our mouths. So we're gonna go ahead and just get the butter started. And go right into second speed since I know that it's apparently our electricity's not working today. At least we have lights.
Ran into this problem earlier too.
Did we?
Yeah. Can I ask you a huge favor?
Yes.
Let's go use this.
Use that one? No problem. Works for me. Thank you.
Anytime.
Get back in there then. Okay. So can anyone name me some of the other types of buttercreams that are commonly used? Italian buttercream, beautiful. Kyle, anything? No? French, yes.
I'm thinking flavor-wise, I've heard a lot about chocolate.
Chocolate buttercream I would consider a different one. It definitely, because of the addition of the chocolate, it's a totally different thing. There's that whole extra content of the chocolate, which can seize, so it's an important step there. Can anyone tell me what the difference is between an Italian and a French buttercream?
Well, I would deal with that because I'm used to it. That's no longer I don't remember.
No? Okay. Italian buttercream is going to be made with an Italian meringue. So we start that way, and then we turn it into buttercream with our addition of butter. Whereas the French buttercream, we make with a pâte de blanc. So it's egg yolks versus egg whites. So you get your different consistencies, different flavors, levels of richness. It all changes there. American buttercreams, very basic. No eggs, typically. However, this recipe, we are going to add egg whites to it in the end, and it just acts as a binder to really bring things together. So if you take a look in the mixer, our butter is pretty much good and clean down there. We're nice and smooth, so at this point, I would definitely go right ahead and add the shortening. Before that though, always give your bowl a good scrape. This is definitely going to help you avoid any chunks of butter on the bottom because the way that these mixers are designed, that paddle doesn't actually always hit the bottom of the bowl, and there are pieces that usually get missed. So you go right in there. Bowl scraper would be a little bit better of an option than a rubber scraper. However, we don't have any gloves out currently, so this is just as fine of an option. Try to keep everything in the bowl. Once that's all scraped, we'll just go right ahead and add this in. The batch size that I'm making is half of what you will be making tomorrow, so just note that. Mine is going to look a little bit smaller than what you'll end up doing in your groups. So really scrape your bowl out. We want to get, everything in there. We don't want to waste any product. Wasted product is wasted money. Close that up. And then right back in. So this will only go for about a second or two, and then we'll be able to add our sugar, which already has